In 8th place, we have Andrew McNeely's legendary Wolf Provisional Sero under the Void symbol. Let's just chat, huh? Can I send you my deck doc without having to be on stream? I'm currently at work. For sure, Disaster Dan. If you want, that is totally okay. Yeah, if you want to just drop it in the Discord link, I can do that, Dan, and I'll just run it solo. That's totally chill. Okay, let's talk about it. We got 4 chop, 4 jab, 4 frenzy. Easy enough. 4 toss, 4 tape. Simple. Looks like one of them classic Kirishima lists. Let me pull this down just a little bit so we can see some cards on the side. Yeah, this Techland looks fine. Looks strong. Looks whatever. Looks like it's a 65 card deck, which is not normally what happens in most My Hero decks. I think people think I'm crazy for playing 66 in an aggro character. So playing a bigger deck is cool. I like that. 4X plus Ultra with no erase. I think one of Erase's big qualities in a deck like this that like capitalizes on grasping tape swing is that it shuts off Walkling, which is why like I really like Order, so that I can play a Natural Leader, right, to turn that card off, which like he's got in the sideboard but not in the main. 4 Think Fast, I think is a great call. You probably need 4, maybe you can get away with 3. 4 Hardened. This guy's just swinging, huh? Let's do quantity, I think. Lineage Calling, Think Fast, Tape, Gotcha, Resistance is interesting. A lot of DR. Manly Passionate, Hardened. Yeah, I think some of these 4-ofs could have been cut down to 3-ofs. And like maybe we toss like Frenzy down to a 3-of. But I guess it's his low blocks, right? Maybe like Jab could go down to a 3-of. But like that feels bad because we're playing Chop. Chop could go down to a 3-of because it's a 5-diff. All right, we got 5-diff, 5-diff, 5-diff. But it's kind of a 4-diff. Anyhow. Triple Fulfilled. I don't like this card at a 4-of. I think this card's very hit or miss. It's really good versus the field, I guess, because there are a bunch of momos, or at least 1,000 momos on stream. Villains defeated at the 2-of. That's fine. It's kind of your throw hate, right? Not much of the 2-of is great. Mediator 2-of. I like this choice. I don't know if there's anything that it necessarily missing. Sideboard wise, I don't love the Fulfilled. We've already got 3 in the main. We don't like when do you side in the 4th? When does it really matter? This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. What is it? Why is this here? Why we're playing a 1 check? I think the enhance on this card is not good enough to warrant the 1 check. What do you take out? One of the tape swings? No. Yeah, this is a weird choice. Love Natural Leader. Love the 2 extra villains defeated. We need it for the throws. And then 4 Hardened Pummel when we got to get the job done. This is great. Yeah. I think the only thing that I would maybe have done is like we could have like dropped 1 Heroic. We could have dropped 1 Harden maybe to get our number down just a smidge more. Right? Because like I think let's look at our block zones. Yeah, I think this number's deceptive because we have tape. Just to be clear, we've got tape and we get to recycle it with Hardened Jab. Like that's choice. Yeah, I think Andrew deck is fine. It doesn't have a lot of spice going on, and that's like I think my biggest critique of the deck. Yeah, your top 8 provisional winning deck is it's not spicy enough. Looks like a very consistent Carl. That's where I'm at with it. Chad, do you guys see anything missing from Andrew's deck? Is there anything? I'm gonna pull up another tab and see if I can find anything from this Sarah list that I really want to play. Order my hero go. Yeah, just a race maybe. I really like a race. No, what's their plan on the sideboard is weird. Air deck's running crazy. Gonna stop that momentum. Yeah, nah. I think besides that, I'm set. Yeah, I think what's their plan, and I think Erase are really cool pieces that we could maybe toss in. Yeah, all in all, red deck. Oh, cool. Before I jump into the second one, I'm actually gonna go fill up my water because I know I'm gonna be talking a bunch today, and I want to make sure that I am nice and my throat is lubricated. So I'll be back. Okay, in 7th, we've got make it wet. Perfect. Yeah, I had to go get water so I can make it wet. In 7th, we've got Nate's list. I was hanging out with Nate the night before the event, so I actually got to look at this list a little bit. It's a big chonker of a list, huh? Look at now we're talking. Look at this man, huh? Look at this guy. Yeah, Nate's been playing Momo at the locals that I go to off and on for a while now, and he's doing a great job with the deck. He's playing under the good symbol. We're playing we'll move to Quandary. Double Amplified, double Specialist, double Improvised Blade, which is like the main way that he was killing people, right? He was like seeing how many stat strikes he could play, and then played Improvised Blade. And if your opponent happens to go to deadlock, he just mollywops them. Not even necessarily caring about the combo hands, but like he's playing so good into deadlock, and it's that's where it's at. Quad Unwavering Slash, quad Capture Net, quad Staff Strike. This is your classic Momo stuff. Amplified Blade, Sound Blast. Yeah. We got Earphone Jack at a 2 of, Quick Read at a 4 of. This is fine. The spiciest price for piece of all time probably instantly got cited out for a Capture Evildoers whenever we needed it. This card's very, very cool to like try and find some stuff, especially like it pseudo makes up for the fact that we are playing like a 75 card deck, right? Like he's putting in a 1 of option to like maybe like help his turnout, and the fact that like he is allowed to play Staff Strike later in the game and make this not count towards progressive because of how Staff Strike works. It's cool. And then the 2x plus ultra because, you know, it's plus ultra. Foundation-wise, 2 destined is mind-blowing, actually. Insane to only have 2 destined. Why is this not just a 4 of? We're actually playing 4 of every other card in the deck except for destined. Wowzers. Block zones? Maybe that's the issue, right? Like, mid. Maybe, honestly, maybe we, like, do triple resistance, triple destined to like try and rip more attacks. I don't know. Everything else is literally 4 ofs. It's interesting. I'd love to know why he thinks 4 ofs of all of these cards is so crazy good, right? Like I get it can't be fixed. Why do we need 4 bonds of friendship? Why not 3? Like we could cut some numbers just a little bit for a 3rd. Interesting. Obviously, 4 Scarlet. I think 4 mainly passionate guys perfect. 3 self-sacrifice easily could be the spot. 4 specialist I get, but like our face already gives -2 speed, right? This is using our our face without destroying the foundation. It's just commit. Resistance is meh. I don't think so actually. I think resistance is way better than people give it credit for. It's got 2 incredibly relevant abilities and breaker 1. The biggest issue is it's a 3 mid block with which Momo mitigates. Yeah, I think this card's very, very good. And we already start with like a very low health total. And so we can commit the resistance to say the next one is worse and then blow it up with Momo for minus speed and then block this one. And even like block with another resistance, build down manly, and then like keep the chains going. I think 3 passing is probably the right call. And then 3 precious lesson is probably the right call. I don't know. I think lowering some of our foundation counts might be the right play. My water bottle's leaking, and it's tilting me off the planet. Sideboard-wise, right? Hold on. What's our blocks look like? 20, 22, 33. Yeah, that's perfect. It's fine. Sideboard-wise, double planning ahead. I think that's interesting. Staggering positivity is neat, but like only really good in some certain matchups. Like it'd be neat for the bird match. Bird to feel good here. Here's so obvious. Is fine. Capture Evildoer is fine. I think the one thing that I would actually love is I don't think you necessarily need planning ahead. I actually want a Jiro in here. I think Jiro in the sideboard, and I told him this. I think putting Jiro in the sideboard for whenever you play this really long game and your opponent happens to squeak out a win, and you have 20 minutes to kill your opponent for like the games, Jiro can get two wins in 10 minutes, especially with a Staff Strike deck. I think Staff Strike, Unwavering, Capture Net. Like I think these two cards inside these two cards plus this card inside of a Jiro deck means that you probably just kill them, right? Like I think good Staff Strike Jiro is kind of nutty, and you don't even need the Staff Strike in order to make just like these two cards just amazing bombs, and so I would have put one in. If you're behind, you have to be lucky. I mean, yeah, that's how I feel. I don't think that Momo gets to play. If Momo gets the top cuts, I think Momo does a great job. And we can talk about the top cut match that we got to watch on stream, because I actually believe that Momo was playing better than the Sato that we saw, but Sato just happened to have some really good answers on the important cards. So I don't want to say that Sato didn't deserve it, because Sato had put the cards in the deck and then played the cards appropriately to win the game, but like I feel like Momo was in control of the game the entire time, and then Sato was able just to steal it real quick. So good on it. All in all, I think this deck is fine, and I think that Momo wants to be a thank you Damdo for jumping in queue. I think Momo wants to be a bigger deck to play a longer game, to like not feel pressured to cycle and lose Staff Strikes or whatever. And I actually really like the idea of Specialized Soundwaves to be free versions of Momo to like go and pick stuff up, right? Like, oh man, I get to use Momo's ability and Specialist of Sounds to like find quad Staff Strikes, which I got to watch Nate do like all weekend, right? I think this is really, really cool. Yeah. Chat, are you guys seeing anything missing out of this list? I can't think of anything. We'll take a quick look. Boop, boop. My hero. Look at the good stuff we have. Maybe celebrity status would be kind of tight in this deck if you can get a poke in, right? And just like stack it, draw off Staff Strike. That's kind of cool. If you let one Staff Strike hit, you'll make them all hit. Good impressions. Nope. Passing. Earphones at the 2 of. Yeah, I can't see anything that I am missing. I know he said that he wanted Create Bowstaff in his deck, but I think that card's not very good. I think it actually puts in too many low blocks in your deck. I think under the all symbol, I think Create Bowstaff is too good, but I think Unwavering Slash just takes up the low block slot. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's good. What's the low ratio? We're playing 20, which I think is the right number. I think low attacks are very scary, but high attacks are what's prevalent. So I think skewing a bit higher for high, and then mid, obviously, so you can have some coverage, and then just like holding important lows. Not to mention the fact that she can just go pick up a low block, right? She can just go pick up an Unwavering or pick up a Preparing. Yeah, I think this list is really good, and I think that people should play this list, but you should. I don't think this is a list that you can just accidentally play, right? I think it's a list that you actually have to like really grind out. On to Sean O'Brien's Jiro list. Jiro under air. Specialized Sound Waves, Unwavering Slash, Zero Gravity Lift at a 3-0. That's interesting. Only 3 Jolt. That's why I lost. Easy. Double Home Run, double Amplified. I think this attack lineup is totally fine. I think that 4 Jolt is mandatory in every list that can play it. I think 4 Jolt is insane. I think it's crazy. And not playing Jolt is a mistake. That's how I feel. For Earphone Jack, I get it. You want to see it, right? It's a 1 high block. It's amazing. You can do some silly things with the Earphone Jack and Unwavering Slash because of how the unique keyword works. They both come into your stage, and then one of them just like disappears. So if you can, right? We have an Earphone Jack out, right? I play a card, I check poorly, It's on a 0 gravity lift. I give it the speed, right? And then I give it the damage. And then I hit them, and then I respond with Earphone Jack, and I ready my card, and then I play Unwavering. I ready the other card that I missed on, and then I discard an Earphone Jack, build in an Earphone Jack, and then it's back ready again. And so, like, I'm continuing to give the speed and so on and so forth, right? I think it's fine. I think it's greedy. I don't think you need 4 of it, but I get why it's here. What's our blocks look like in this deck? 16 lows? Yeah, we probably should have increased that. 18 attack cards in a 52 card deck is a little high. We probably wanted 17 to be absolutely perfect. But I don't know. I honestly don't know what you cut, right? I'd say cut it Unwavering, but that's another low block, right? I think 16 lows is fine. I don't know, man. Okay, so I guess if we want to talk about like it's 52 cards, and yeah, probably these numbers are chill. But I don't like this number. But that's a me thing. I think this card sucks. I would have 100% rather played the Choco unique card over this card, Wealthy Aspirations, which he has 3 on the sideboard. I would have played this at the 2 of and this in the side. I would have swapped these two because this card gives you Jolt a second time, right? If you want to, or it gives you more momentum to capitalize on Specialist, right? It says your Specialists are schnetty. This card's a bad 3 low block, and like we have so much good defense on Specialist, on Giro, on requesting, on release that we get a ton of value out of it. I love the 2 and 2 wall cling. Actually, I think I'm a really big fan of that. And you put the rest of this in the sideboard. I think it's kind of crazy we're not playing plus ultra. I think if we mainboarded the wealthies over the short circuit, I think we could put in like 2 plus ultras and be chill. Bring it up to 54 cards. Plus ultra with 0 gravity lift is not a fair interaction inside of Giro. It's just not. It's just not fair. I am proud of him for not playing instant explosive release. I think that card is so ultra greedy, and I do not believe that you need it. So I'm down for it. I'm happy. I'm happy he's doing it. 2 wall clings, 2 latent is interesting, but I guess it just like keeps his numbers down. I don't like infinite potential. I think infinite potential is fine. Double observant for requesting, 3 release. Yeah, I think this deck is cool. Yeah, I think there's some stuff that I would do mainboard wise to like change up some of these numbers, right? Like, I would drop 1 infinite potential and put in another latent skill. What's our spam look like? We have 20 spam. Yeah, we could drop 1 of these to put in a 3rd one of these to make sure that we can like draw our attacks whenever we need to, right? Because like this is a card that we need to have in our hand. This is it. This is the card. And so like if we don't have this card, we don't have anything. But maybe it's just fine on all day, right? Yeah. Yeah. All right, we'll move on. In what place is this? Who knows? Go find my DMs. This is 5th through 8th. So this is 5th place. This is 5th place. River Cook's deck. Let's see how it differs from the other one. Oh, this is the good build. This is the good version. Crow and Frog quick create. Okay, so this is a list. This is my Giro testing partner. So this is a list that I had not fought until the last provisional when I played against Alex Couch, which you'll see up next playing as good Giro when I played as Midoriya, and I got very, very lucky to take this down. He miscounted lethal, and I was able to backswing him. Because that's what Midoriya does. And he was this deck is not quite playing as greedy as that deck, I don't think. I don't remember how many Crow and Frogs Alex was playing. But this deck is selling out on the Flash package, which is tight. 4x, 4x. 4x 4x. Like this is great. This is great. And it's a double Crow and Frog to like make these little hit a little harder. One quick create. Okay, Alex is playing more quick creates, probably to play better defense on my opponent's turn. Right, it's just like damage reduction. Right, as opposed to the +2, he would just like jam a card in for -2, and if he happened to need it for like capture net or unwavering or whatever, we'd make it work. Looks like there's one more on the sideboard. Your phone track at a 3 of is interesting. I mean, just making these all fast, right? Like if you make these fast, they're tough to block. 8x Flex is so good to finish a stream versus water decks that have good foundations. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think this is a really cool meta call. 2x Capital Readers is great. 2 more on the sideboard. Yeah. How many cards? 51. Okay. It can't be fixed. Resistance. Bonds of Friendship. Passing the Torch. Destined. Specialist. Interesting that Manly is the one of, as opposed to like swapping these two, right? Or even like 2 and 2, because of the fact that we're playing self-sacrifice, it has to be like almost exclusively for defense, right? Because we don't get it on half of our attacks. We don't even get the option to do this, and being able to rebuild on my opponent's turn feels really good. Like I'll draw with passing on their turn, draw some sick cards like resistance, and then block and then build, and then like feel great, resistance it, bring in quick create, pop the resistance with self-sacrifice. It's for the block mod, I guess, but like it easily could be 2 and 2, and we get more out of the block mod, right? We can just get more out of the card as opposed to it sitting in our card pool. We're afraid of water decks, right? That's why you said that we're playing these cool ones. This card fights water decks. There's one more on the sideboard. Yeah, we could cut 1 and 1 and still have this third on the sideboard, I think. 4 Years So Obvious, I think, is a misplay in the sideboard. I don't know. Like, what do you bring in for 4 Years So Obvious, right? It's not the specialist, right? With 13 lows. What do you take out? Manly self-sacrifice specialist. These are my only lows. Maybe you take out assets, but that feels bad. I guess we can take out quick creation. Quick creation is like a beautiful sideboard slot that we get to have because it's not a linchpin for the deck. Yeah, I don't like the 4x. I think that this easily could be like a 3 or a 2, and then you have another slot, right? There's certainly not another character that we could slot in here. Actually, Flash Girl doesn't have good, does she? No, there's no way. She's got air, chaos, water, right? Toru? Yeah. Maybe instead of You're So Obvious, I actually would have wanted like another quick creation or something. Or actually, a 2nd plus Ultra. That's where I'm at. I would put this at a 3 and this at a 2. Maybe we didn't have 2+ ultras, but I would have probably. I think like, when are you siding in 4 this card? Seems crazy to me, especially because it has like the Earth symbol. It just gets turned off by Irrefutable. This card don't get turned off by Irrefutable. I think it's a better call. All in all, I think the deck's cool though. I really like the idea of quick creation Jiro without Staff Strike. I know me personally, I want to play like a singleton Staff Strike and like change up my foundation lineup a little bit. I think that's really cool, but I don't think it's great, right? I think just being able to play these hyper late in the chain is like insane in this character. Borderline cheating. I think 4 is good when you're running punches. So if you don't need them to defend as much, you can add them to your punches. That's fair, Hobo. That's fair. I don't think they ended up liking the 4 So Obvious when they were asking for sideboard advice for Tokoyami. We landed on bringing in 2 or 3. Okay. Yeah, I think plus ultra is the answer there. On to Sato, Alex Couch. We just talked about this guy. 4th place, if I remember correctly. Right? 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Yeah, Couch is 4th. Didn't even get a trophy. How lame. Looking at Sato, the only provisional character to top the event. The first one we've even seen so far. I know there's one in a deck later, but like People are paying very top dollar for these exclusive characters, and they're not even showing up, right? Because there wasn't a provisional character in the last provisional tops, were there? And that was even top 16. Is that correct? Chat, help me out. There wasn't a Sato or like a midnight or whoever. Interesting. Anywho, we've got Sato. Extend, high kick, setup, indiscriminate, recipro. Toru was in Jose's side. That's it. Yeah. Well, I traded a bunch of XRs yesterday, so that I could get this, and I'm very, very excited to play that this weekend. That's for damn sure. I think it's interesting to choose Recipro Acceleration Kick over top of, I think like 2 of these and then 1 burst would have been tight. Would have been so cool, right? Setup Strike into Indiscriminate is not fair. And Indiscriminate inside of Sato, also not fair. I think giving this guy bonus stun is like kind of insane. And so the fact that we not only get bonus stun, but we also have Setup Strike to help us out is really good. Also couch in the last round. Yeah. It's good. It's good. And I think as soon as you see as soon as you check the burst, right? Your opponent's now afraid of that for like the rest of the game. So even if it's just a one of, right? I think that would be the change that I made. It's a slightly better block, and like removing the kicks is like really good, but like you remove the kicks so you can indiscriminate later, right? Plus Ultra is great. Requesting at the 4 of calling self bonds, all great. I think bonds only needs to be a 3 of in this deck, personally. But I get that like playing Recipro and indiscriminate late in the chain and like checking a 6 feels really good. 4 passing, I get it. I think I'm a 3 passing man, even though I know what my character says. Creepy's cool. I mean, 2 main boarded, 2 side boarded. It's just to fight water decks, right? I personally, I'll keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. Fulfilled should be a 1 of, and you side by the other ones. Heroic's great. Tape's great. Gotcha's great. Class 1A President's interesting. It's good for high engine kick if it's comboed with a Recipro. It's good for setup strike. It's good for setup strike into indiscriminate. It's good for Recipro. Okay, I'm into Class A. I'm into this. And it accidentally is good versus my opponent's stuff too. Yeah, desperate times. I think this card sucks. I do not like Short Circuit, but it might be because like I feel my opponent always dies to it on their board because I'm just playing Choco, and so I might be jaded to the card. Might be biased on what the card is actually capable of doing. This is gonna be crazy. I think he should have played an Ida 2 in his sideboard. No cap. Actually, no cap. I think sometimes being a 7-hand size character that gives a bunch of speed to 1 move is really, really good. You get to play this exact same lineup, and Ida 2 plays Indiscriminate Shock so unbelievably well. You draw less cards. Actually, you draw the same amount of cards as Sato. You just don't draw on your opponent's turn. But it's got some interesting lines to play. And I think that like the burst works better with Ida 2. Like this is my Ida 2 list. This is it. Right? I'm playing like essentially the same number of cards. The only thing that I'm missing in Ida 2 where he isn't is he's playing setup strike where I'm playing the throws because they're 2 speed, not 3. And it's a little harder for Ida 2 to get this here. So like maybe you could play double setup strike, double throw in your sideboard. It just sets up the burst that I want to add in a little easier. But I'm also playing burst here instead of Recipro Acceleration Kick. And like not all inning on indiscriminate. I've got like more bombs to throw. All in all, I think that this is the order. I mean, this is the Sato list to play, right? I don't think that there are other. I do not believe that there are other Sato lists that you could maybe want to play. I mean, you can maybe play it under Earth with punches, like you could, but I don't know. Removing the card from your hand seems like a tall order. And I think the order symbol just has the most draw with calling and passing, which is crazy to say because of how Sato works. Like of what originally like the all symbol is like supposed to do in universes, which is like be greedy with card advantage. Interesting. On to third place. We've got Alliteration Gaming's own Levy. Choco playing Zero Gravity Lift, Meteor Shower, Electric Jolt, all looks great, indiscriminate, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then he told me last night I was literally sitting at an IHOP with Levy until 5 o'clock this morning, talking about just like the future of the game and like what sets look like and like so on and so forth. And obviously we were comparing Choco lists. And he said that he didn't put this tongue smack in until like 2 o'clock in the morning the day of because of playing in a box tournament and playing this card in Choco at the 2 of. And so he like took 2 of a thing out and then put in double tongue smack, and he said he loved it. And it's just a safer version of the 2-check. Like that's all it is, right? Draw a card, only card playable if a card's left your card pool this turn. So like you just play Jolt and then you Choco it away. And you play the smack, and then you draw the card, which does the same thing as the sound waves, right? Like it's just the same card. This card is safer to check. It's more difficult. Its draws a little more suspect, but if your character's committed, it hits harder. Slightly worse block. Like obviously the 2-check is a 2-check because of like it is just a pound for pound better card than tongue smack. But this is just a safer version, right? And obviously checking 3/2s loses you finals. We have Earphone Jack at the 2 of. That's cool. I think this card is really important. I wish that I could find room in my deck to play 2 of it. I just cannot. Right? He's only playing 52 cards, and I'm playing 66 in my Choco list, and I'm playing only 1 of this. He's playing no Plus Ultras. I think Plus Ultras is way too good inside of Choco. If I was playing this list, I would windmill slam 4 Plus Ultras into it. Easy. All day, every day. I think the fact that Choco makes this a 12 damage move for free is nuts. It's so crazy good. You you Meteor Shower and then send it and then 0 Gravity Lift and then double 0 Gravity Lift. That is pound for pound better than picking up the Meteor Shower and trying to sling it. It just is, right? Guarantee 6 as opposed to maybe 11, like yeah, or maybe 8, right? Because this is like a second check you have to make. I don't know. I think Plus Ultra is like insane in this deck. And it helps with like indiscriminate, making indiscriminate fast. No. 4 Walklings, 0 Plus Ultras, also kind of wild. Yeah, at least put it in the sideboard, you know? Onto the foundations. We've got double specialist, 4 specialists, 4 charged up. This is the craziest thing of all time. 4 wealthy. Is it just to reuse Electric Jolt? No, it's got to be to snag more momentum for Meteor Showers, right? It's got to be. We just like always trigger wealthy just to snag an extra one. 4 Cling, 4 2 Observant Student. Don't go to Deadlock. This is literally the only card that is Deadlock in our deck. It's this one, and this one has a hidden Deadlock text because the more committed foundations they have, the stronger this card is. But this is the only Deadlock ability that we have in the deck. I think this card has to be a 4 of because like some water decks are just gonna play the long game with you and like what do you do, right? Like this card is actually a Deadlock threat in most decks, specifically our deck because we like send a card. For requesting double release, I think double release is fun. I wish I could cut it down to a 2 of, but it's just saved my life too many times. Gotta go to 2 high block. I think this card's bad. I think this card's bad. At least he's not playing short circuit. You know, like this card's better than short circuit. Like does the job better. Flip changes its speed to 4. Does it? I mean, it accidentally works with something like indiscriminate, right? You can stun 1, flip, make it speed 4, commit the flip foundation for them to commit another one. Like that's a neat little tactic. Double concentrate feels great. Exploding Pride is very cool. If I had room in my sideboard, I would play these, but I'm not mainboarding 4x Gravity Lift, so I have to toss them in the sideboard. Huh. Can we play Exploding Pride? This card demolishes Jiro. If she's like saving up momentum to like play a big string to the next turn. The biggest issue is not it doesn't clear. Like you're not allowed to clear it with a Choco. That's probably the reason I've never even like thought about this card in this deck. Huh. Double concentrate. Wow, what privilege. I doing deck talks after this? Yeah. As soon as I get to the last 3. And then Arrogant, the other 2 of. No, he's playing 0 Arrogant mainboard. He's only playing these sideboard, which means that they're in there exclusively for punch decks. All in all, I think this is a really cool, this is a really cool list. I think that, it's not my playstyle, right? And so I can't disparage it. And obviously the deck got results. I would want to see Tongue Smack in action, and I didn't get to. I didn't get to watch any streams with Levy play this card. Was he on stream at least once, so I can watch this card in action? Right, 52 cards. It's interesting to like give advice because I know exactly how I'd play my. Yeah, and he played it. Okay, I'll have to go back and watch the VOD. I know exactly how I would play Ochaka, and we're going to talk about it. You stream multiple times. Yes, Tongue Smack is amazing. Where's the sound waves? Okay. Hype. Yeah, all in all, I think this list is cool. I think it just is trying to do a different job than I am. It's a little more aggro, and I think that its biggest fault is it's kind of got like a shoddy defensive plan. And I think like one of the main strategies for Ochako is the fact that she can leverage pretty good defense, while still having this really good flow go on. Up next, we've got the second place deck, Mark Tanner's Ochako 1 deck. Full disclosure, this is literally the deck box that he was playing the event in. I just gave it to him the Tuesday before. The only thing that Mark made inside of this deck was the sideboard. Everything else is the list. 4X specialist sound, or sorry, we'll talk about the attack lineup. I think this attack lineup is insane, but this is much more of a toolboxy deck in comparison to the last deck that we saw, which is way more linear and way more streamlined, right? This deck wants to leverage specialize in jolts until we can find a big enough turn to indiscriminate home run comet somebody and like threaten lethal multiple times in a turn and like really punish them for it. Mark said that he did not like long-lasting explosion and wish it was cut, and I just believe that he just doesn't understand the lines that I see when I play home run, long-lasting and a home run. I think these two cards just are too good as a tactic together to cut. I sat here for about 45 minutes re-sleeving the deck in order to have it prepped for this weekend. And I put this card down to a 2 to play a second Gravity Lift, which he said that he sided into 0 Gravity Lift every single match. Every single match, games 2 and 3, he had all 3 of these 0 Gravity Lifts, and I just cannot see why. I guess we're just playing the deck differently. I've had 0 issue with long lasting. The only time I ever have an issue with long lasting is when I'm playing against a Razorhead. And he said he loved Amplified Sound Blast. And so I tried to take a Amplified Sound Blast and put in a second one for Electric Surge, but I'm just so nervous that I'm going to need Surge. Because, like, these all at one ofs are, like, neat tech pieces as opposed to anything else, right? Like, this card is an unbelievable tactic with this card, but this card's in the sideboard. It's like, I don't know. Like, this card's really good if I need 2 jolts in my momentum on a turn, right? So that like shock is better, specialized is better, charged up is better. I think charged up is just as bad a job than 0 Gravity Lift. One earphone jack. I wish I could play 2. I just don't have room. I do not have room. 1 Pulse Ultra, it's literally there to panic and to make shock faster, to make home run faster, right? It feels really good to like home run comet, snap steal a momentum, snap it from the thing, indiscriminate, make it fast, make it thick, you know. 4 Specialized, 4 Latent, 4 Amphibious, 4 Observant Student. This has been here for Deadlock Hate, as well as making sure that checks are good, because we do want to play this 5 diff fairly late in a string, right? And so, like, playing a 5 diff as your third attack is spooky, and so this is a little bit of insurance to make sure that I know what's going on. Same thing with Destined for Mainstream Success. It's there literally not to draw the bonus card, but to, like, say attack and pray there's not an attack on top. We want a foundation 9 times out of 10. Requesting is insane in our deck. 3 wall clings, 1 on the board. Triple release, triple arrogant. It's just to be stacked with specialized. Double rescue completed. I thought about bringing this down to a 1 of, because we are playing the specialized. But every time this card hits the board, my defense is just like so immaculate, and so I just wanted to play it. I'm thinking about taking 1 of them out to putting in 1 concentrate, so I have 3 non-foundation, non-attack cards. But I'm finding myself hard to do, because I think concentrate's a little dead in some matchups, right? Like, if we go back through the rest of this lineup and we look at like some of these decks that just like don't play actions, I think making your main board weaker by that standpoint is worse. But everybody should be playing Plus Ultra, so it's like the world's biggest maybe. Double shock treatment. I really don't like concentrate. I think it's necessary in a set meta. I think with how Tokoyami works, and I think with how Plus Ultra works, I think you have to play it. Also, like, you could just snap into your momentum to like clear a bonus card and then like feel fine. This card's insane. I wish it wasn't unique. If this card wasn't unique, it'd be banned. This card plus Jolt is so debilitating on my opponent's prime turn whenever they're playing like Neanderthals and keep swinging on me. When they keep swinging. And so I think if I could play 3 of this just so I could like keep popping it. Yeah. I really don't like concentrating into Toko, and we saw an example on stream with Levy versus Marcus. It's something that I need to test, and Dandel, if you're looking to maybe test off stream, that would be very cool. I got a provisional this weekend. That'd be neat. borrowed 3 concentrates from Mark, so I have to test that card. Card I've never tested. Same thing with Toru. And the 1 Wealthy. Honestly, the best part about Wealthy is that it is both Electric Surge, and it is both a second Jolt by destroying, right? It's almost my 3rd copy of Shock Treatment, as long as it can be a good tactic with Jolt, right? I Jolt, selectively commit a thing, I remove this, and so I unflip this, and then I commit another thing. So this is 2 copies of Shock Treatment on board. Yeah. Sideboard-wise, Toru versus 5-handers, that's amazing. 1 wall cling, double gravity lift, and he said he put this in every time. I like the double plus ultra. I don't know if I have room in my sideboard because I'm trying to fit concentrates as well. And then Meteor Shower is a 4 diff, and I think here's the spice. I might be taking this down to a 3 diff, a 3 of. I don't think we need 4 of, because we don't have to fight Kirishima anymore, and it's really good versus Nomu. Normally, my sideboard character is Jiro and not Toru, because we have to fight Nomu somehow, and I don't actually think Ochako gets to fight Nomu. I think this card just doesn't do enough in that matchup, and this is like our main attack we want to play. This card's great versus Nomu. This card absolutely blows chunks. And so we have to play Meteor Shower, but I think Toru's good enough into Nomu to feel fine because of her. Like, they have to block because I'm going to put the foundations back in their hand because I'm down to trade because I'm +1 hand size. Know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. And so with that, we're going to move on to the finals. The first place winner. We've got Marcus Johansson. I was lied to. I thought I was going to come in here and actually rage, but I do not need to. Hold on, chat's popping off. It's not a common. Most times as Toko, you should be waiting for 2, 3, and even. Aggressive needed 8 foundations. Agree, but this is solve lethal more than. Yeah, it's just something I gotta test. It's something I gotta test, and it's literally the only answer to that card in the game currently. So I just gotta see what's up. And then we got Tokoyami, first place. About time the bird did anything, right? Like he wins a bunch of casual events for money, I guess, but can't close down a provisional. But finally he does. Can we say can we say that Marcus is the best bird in the biz? I don't think that I'm on that train yet. I'd love to see Marcus put up some more results at one of these online events. I'm still a Damnable fanboy personally. But let's talk about the list. We got a 4X Frigid Heat Wave. We've got yeah, no one has done well with bird before. That's crazy. We got 4X Heat Wave, 2X Ice Storm, 4 Frog, 4 Deck Shadow. Love the Nitro Ignitions, 2 Signature Right Swings. I think personally that I would have traded these for 3 and 3 if I was making the list. I think it's good. Yeah, I think this is a personal choice. This is a 3 of. Yeah. All right, Some Dark Shadow is playing 4-2-2, double plus ultra mainboarded. Tight. Love that. 2 Evil Storm. Somebody told me that he was playing back-to-back in his board, and I was gonna strangle this man on the interview later. Actually strangle him, because I think that card is terrible. Bunch of players in shambles right now. Yeah, man. 4 Arrogant, 4 Calling, 3 in Danger, Latent, Keen. So let's talk about like the real biz, right? Like this man is just trying to kill you on 2. Playing 10 0 diffs. And then 18 spams, 10 of which are 0 diffs. So this guy just wants to build out as much as he can on turn 1 and then just kill you on turn 2. With Ruins making summons not count, Ignitions clearing themselves from the card pool, Crow and Frogs not counting, Frigid Heat Waves drawing more gas. I mean, this list is all about kill. And I don't see it having any sort of longevity if it ever misses. If it misses, I don't know how it makes the comeback. I guess its way to make the comeback is we're playing 4X Giant Ice Wall in the sideboard. Down to sacrifice a bit of a later game to play a little down to sacrifice a late game in game 1 rather than not. I love the double Ice Storm in the sideboard. I love the fact that we have at least 4 across everything. All in all, I think that this list is incredibly similar to a list that I would make. I think that this card is very undervalued inside of Tokoyami currently. I think that the biggest deterrent to this card is if you whiff. I mean, it's just gone, right? It's just a move that's gone. But this is at bare minimum like a 6 high for 6 inside of this character. Very rarely will you play this card and not play this one alongside with it, right? Like being able to like play Crow and Frog and then safely play Nitro Ignition and then summon Dark Shadow, then Dark Shadow Ruin is like choice. You play the Ruin and then you remove the Nitro and then you like keep popping off with like crazy cards. I think it's good. I think I like this. And the block is pretty neat. It's good versus water decks, right? Because it can clear itself as enhanced remove, colon. Nervous Habit. Nervous Habit is rad. I wish there were 3 of it. I think this card is insane. Maybe I'm valuing Ice Storm too much, but that card seems insane for me. This card, tactically with Evil Gaze is insane, right? And so probably going second, he puts in the other 2 Ice Storm and the other 2 Evil Gazes to punish attacking on Prime. And so, and then they get sided right back out, right? Like we take out the plus ultras for the Evil Gazes, so that when my opponent tries to swing on me, I just hella Ice Storm them and then crush them. for their hubris. How did this man lose to high attack decks? Crazy. So many mids. So many mids. But yeah, all in all, I think this is a pretty good aggro Tokoyami. Just, hey, I'm here to get the job done. I'm here to check real hot. And I'll have more details when I talk with Marcus later tonight. That'll be fun. Yeah.